Hey everyone, it's me again. This is going to be the first episode in a series that I'm calling DnDcology, where we use ecology to make your games more realistic. This episode I plan on talking about parasitism. Okay, so to get started, you might be wondering what ecology actually is. You might have heard the term, but don't know what it actually is defined as meaning. It's simply the study of ecosystems. So it's a discipline that covers a lot of ground. Everything from interactions between individuals of a species to interactions between different ecosystems entirely. It covers everything from bacteria in the dirt to birds flying high in the sky. And that means there's a lot of ways in which ecology can inform or inspire your game world. And like I said, today we're going to talk about parasites. To start with is a group well known for its parasites, fungi. Fungi are cool, but they have a bad reputation because one of their survival strategies can be rather violent. You've probably heard of the Cordyceps fungus that kills an ant, takes over its brain, and makes it set up in a spot where it can spread more spores and infect more ants. This fungus was actually the inspiration for the zombies in The Last of Us. I used it as a starting adventure for my campaign. Cordyceps fungus was altered to infect the Thrycreen. They're ant-like humanoids, and this disease caused them to attack some nearby wood elves. And the elves reached out to a nearby kingdom asking for help, and that's how our adventurers started their story. So why do fungi do this? Well, it's just a type of relationship in ecology called parasitism. One organism benefits and another is harmed. The cordyceps kills the ant and uses it for spreading spores. It's definitely a win for the fungus and a loss for the ant. But fungi aren't the only parasites around. There are animal parasites too. Some animals, like leeches, require parasitism as a method of feeding. Any bloodsucker can be considered a parasite. Another reason, other than blood loss, that these animals are dangerous is because they can pass on diseases, such as a tick or a mosquito. So in your game, you could easily use something like this as a method for a major disease to be decimating the population of a poor village, or perhaps a new disease from a parasite causes people to lose inhibition, and they do wild things like throw lavish parties, commit arson, or theft. Maybe this can be the reason a group of troublemakers are terrorizing a town, or it could be the reason a regular person suddenly became a villain that has an apparent lack of motivation outside of for the lulz. Or maybe you'll come up with something else that you think is cool. And you can't leave plants out of this conversation. There is one genus of plants in the family Onograceae, which is the morning glory family, that is entirely parasitic. In fact, if you've seen these plants, you probably assumed they were just dead grass. This is because the parasitic plant is not green. It's actually a yellow gold. The genus's name is Daughter, and these plants grow their root systems inside other plants and steal their hard-earned food and water. This could be used as a reason a famine has suddenly hit a village or a city or even a whole country. Maybe the plant was put there from another place and it's very successful as an invasive species. But who put it there? For what purpose? Now you have a game hook, or an adventure hook. These are just a few of my ideas on how you could use parasitism in order to inspire your game and make it feel more real. The real world has parasites, and they cause real-world problems. So too it should be in your game, if your goal is to sell the reality of your world. These subtle things you add to your game will help you engage players and make them believe in the fantasy you are laying out for them. If you're a player, perhaps this doesn't help you. But I would argue this could be a good place to start for your character backstory, or you could add it in as something for your DM to expand on. If your DM is paying attention and gets inspired by something you drop as a hint in your backstory, who knows what they'll come up with. And I personally eat stuff like that up, and I would definitely use it as an excuse to terrorize my players with mosquitoes. Isn't there also a fiend that looks like a mosquito? Maybe that could factor in somehow. Further, if you're a player, you could factor parasitism into your character itself. Maybe they have a minor illness because they were bit by a tick, and this makes your character deathly afraid of ticks. Or maybe they have a really bad fungal infection that's slowly killing them, and you and your friends need to go on an adventure to figure out how to fix you. You could actually play as a parasitic creature itself that moves from host to host, passing along its knowledge and skills. You would likely want to talk to your DM about that, but that might be a fun character to play. An actual parasite that has to body swap every so often? That would be cool. And what is D&D for if not for doing cool things that we can never do in real life? Okay, everyone, I think that's all I have for this one. I have plans about making one on succession and also actual creature ecology, like trolls and orcs and stuff like that, in upcoming installments. So there'll be more of this stuff to come if you guys like it. And catch y'all later.